right, it is Thursday night, and you know what that means. I thought for a second there my thing was going to pick up the race info, but it did. We are live. We're in Hotlanta, USA, Atlanta Motor Speedway for the second round of the short circuit? No, the senior circuit. Short circuit is Johnny 5. Senior circuit is what we've got on our screens. The Nascar Cup Series. Looks like we've got about 15 cars. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We missed practice. So we couldn't see who was quickest in practice, but we can see who's quickest in qualifying. And that is, you think I'd know exactly who it was, Kenny Passmore, 13.516. Now, the reason why I say practice versus qualifying is that the times are different. In practice, you can run with other cars, so you have that ability to draft, get a bit of extra speed, see what the race conditions are going to be like. Qualifying is purely one car on the track. You've got no assistance or anything. So 31.516, that's a great time by Kenny Passmore. Rick Shotgun Kelly though, 31.517. He's in a second place, and we've got Fred Zufeld. 31.560, 31.565 for Christopher Standridge. Danny Passmore with a 31.587, 31.592 for James Little. Bill Schumarch, Buffalo Bill. Would you race me? I'd race me hard. I have to say that every time I say his name. 31.611, 31.625 for John the General Schumarch. Michael Lemanzik in 31.653. Bill Richardson, 31.661, 31.694 for Bill the Texas Kid Hornback. I think we're going to run out of times here as they start to appear on the grid. Chris Johnson. Oh, no, it's going to load them up in order now, so that's basically, yeah. Okay, so front row, Kenny Passmore, Rick Shotgun Kelly, Fred Zufeld, and Christopher Standridge on that second row. Third row is going to be Danny Passmore and James Little, Buffalo Bill, and the General, Bill Schumarch and John Schumarch on that fourth row together. Michael Lemanzik and Bill Richardson on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Chris Johnson, Dave Harrington, and Andrew Forrester on the seventh row. Eighth row, Jim Tasman Wardlow, and my list keeps updating. Chad Biesinger, Jim Lacey, and Don DeMan Anderson in on the ninth row. 10th row, Craig Hawkins and Stu Kid Wrench Wright. And then from 21 to 31 back, we have our AI pros. Alex Bauman and Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe, Cole Larson, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, William Byron. Congratulations on the Daytona win, William. Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin. All right, 45 laps, Hotlanta racing action. The senior circuit. Thanks for the like, Lolly. Appreciate you and everything you do for the Mud Mule channel. I'm saying that over the stream, but she can actually hear me. Otherwise known as Mud Mule Secretary Susan. All right, looks like we might be waiting for a couple of extra cars. They may be Chad Biesinger. No, they didn't put times in. That's all that they're on that list for. So I guess we're just waiting for the counter to complete. Let's just check the entries, qualifying results actually. Looks like most people did qualify. I hate that screen, so we'll just get off that really quickly. Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. I'm going to turn that down. It's really loud. All right, 31 cars. Justin Stone, winner from second row. Muffet Bag, Hayden Nath. Brad, Mr. Gunn, how are you, sir? Sorry, I shouldn't Muppet Bag. I shouldn't dox you like that. Sorry, brother. Uh, welcome to the NASCAR portion of the Mummy TV streams. This is the senior circuit, the NASCAR Cup Series. Muppet Bag and I share a special bond. We were born on exactly the same day. So I'm more special. He's just somewhat special. And one of the best bass players from high school as well. All right, we're off and racing. Into 1 and 2 we go down that backstretch. It's going to be 45 laps. There's going to be a lot of action. Look for the boys to get up to speed and get those lines happening. There's going to be a bit of strategic driving. There's going to be at least one pit stop. And I reckon they will need fuel. Now, Justin has picked the winner from the second row, so he's saying that Christopher Standridge or Fred Zulfeld is going to win today's race. Let's get down to the action, see how that leader is going. What's the front line starting to look like? Oh, we see there Kelly Passmore and Rick Shotgun Kelly. Off to a great start. Looks like just behind him, though, maybe Danny Passmore and Christopher Standridge pushing each other. It looks like based on the... No, it's Danny Passmore and Fred Zulfeld. So there's two lines there. Looks like the second line, the positions 3 and 4, just aren't working together. Oh, come on, I think you and... what was the band called? Shit, I can't remember what your band was called now. But you guys were the coolest. That's why we all hung out with you, because you guys were cool. Well, I hung out with you, Mike hung out with you, but, you know. All right, let's go back through the track, see where some of these other races go, see what other racing is going on around the track. Looks like the back part of the 5 is just not cooperating, so 1 and 2, they're going to push away with that. They are 3 wide back here for 5, 6 and 7th. That looks like, oh no, sorry, behind them, 7th, 8th and 9th, Michael Lemanzik, Buffalo, Bill Shermatz, and Bill Texas Kid Hornback. But as I called it out, it's like they heard me and quickly repossessed. That was it. We all cried when November Rain was played in Assembly. Don't you worry. No, God, I'm having a lot of memories come back right now. That's crazy. I haven't thought about some of that shit in a while. Gel, the school production. Oh, as you can tell, Muppet Bag and I, we go back decades. Early 90s, in fact. The late 1900s, I think it was, wasn't it, Muppet Bag? No, 3 wide never ends well, Justin, so thank God they backed out of it. Tim the Tasman, we see him there. He's 2 wide with John the General Shermatz. Whoa. Not sure what's happened with the 23, but Fred Zulfeld, he was previously running up in that top 5 area, has driven into the pits in lap 6. So not sure if something happened to him off camera. If we have a caution or a chance to go back and look, we might see what we can see. Yeah, we are old, brother. We are old. Well, I don't know about your kids. Well, look, I don't know about any children, but I know that my kids, my youngest is in grade 10, so my youngest is about to finish school. So that, yeah, I feel so damn old. One into the wall. Thank you for calling that out. I really need to get you into the booth sometime, Justin. You see way more than me. But we are riding along with the second pack. The first pack is Kenny Passmore, Rick Shotgun Kelly, Danny Passmore, Christopher Standridge, James Little, and Michael Lemanzik. Then this pack, the one we're watching, that is Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Chris Johnson, Buffalo Bill Shermatz, Jim Tasman Wardlow, John the General Shermatz, Andrew Forrester. And I think it goes back a little bit further. Chad Beesinger, yes, Jim Lacey, and Dave Harrington. And then that second pack we can see on the screen is, the third pack, Don Daman Anderson, Stu Kid Wrench Wright, Fred Zulfeld, and Craig Hawkins. Looks like we have lost. I believe there is an incident count. So if you come into contact incorrectly with a car, you can gain 4 incident points. If you hit the wall, it can be 2, and if you go into the grass, it can be 1. Now, if they do have a points limit set and you do achieve that, then you are out of the race. And it looks like that might have been the concern with the AI cars, because there's none on the track. Brooks and the Peanut Gallery both appearing in the chat at the same time. You're the Peanut Gallery. Sorry, I was just talking to Lolly. All right. We're on lap 12 of 45. It's been a pretty caution-free event so far. Boys really able to run this race pretty well. Danny Passmore in the 11 yellow Pennzoil shell car. He's forming up a bit of a line with Rick Shotgun Kenny Passmore. So you got to think that that's going to help that front row continue to stay in the lead. Chris Standridge, he's also jumped on the back of it by the looks of it. Looks like James Little and Michael Lemanzik also starting to play ball a little bit more. So that line, let's see if we can get a little bit higher in the sky. Just want to see if we can sort of see exactly what sort of gap. Well, there you go. You can sort of see from there what sort of gap the boys have got playing with there. That is all pure draft power. Because those guys have gotten in a line and are working together, they will run away with this. It's about a 10-kilometre difference, lap-wise, per hour. Speed difference. Dawson Potter. Dawson Potter can be seen usually Sunday, Monday and Tuesday nights on Knuckleheads iRacing League, but we just wrapped up that racing. They'll be back on the 3rd of March, so a couple of weeks off for Dawson. Thanks for tuning in, brother. You may recognise a couple of names in this league who also race in the Knuckleheads iRacing League, but appreciate you coming out and checking out the Senior Circuit NASCAR Cup Series here at Hotlanta. Alright, coming up on the 15th lap. If there is a pit window here, it's usually around that 35 to 40% mark, sort of 40-45% mark. So I would say that we're coming up close. We are definitely coming up close on that pit window. I would say it's around 18 to 22. Actually, I wonder if I do have a tool that might show me current fuel levels for certain drivers. Let's have a look. That's a good idea, Bob. Fuel tank, we do. Alright, let's see if that gives me a clue as to what might be... Oh, no! My overlay just died. Alright, let me just get that one reloaded. Did you hear about the two big Did you hear about the two baked beans that hitchhiked around Australia? No, I did not, Brooks. Tell me about them. Perfect timing with a joke as well, because I'm just going to get the broadcasting software back up and running. They ended up in Cairns. That's pretty clever. That's pretty clever. What do you call a Mexican with a fake big toe? Roberto. Ah! All right, back to the racing. We've almost got the software back up and running. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I was hoping to have my rig set up so I could have raced some of the races with them throughout the week as well, where I'm not broadcasting, but haven't got it done yet. I'm slack. Maybe I need Muppet Bag to come over. No. All right, here we go. 20 of 45. We've got my software back up and running. I don't think I'm going to try the fuel one again, just one more time, and to see what happens. Oh, why is that doing that? That shouldn't be. Ah! I know why that's doing that. Sorry, guys, because my software froze, and then when it comes back, it doesn't know what it's doing. I will quickly fix that. No, it's completely lost them. Oh my god! Sorry guys, my overlays have fallen over. I'm just trying to fix it now. I'll get it done very quickly. Track map, track map, track map. Okay. Get that back to track map. Come on, track map, work! Thank you! Alright, that's one fixed. No, that's standings. I want banner class. Okay, that doesn't look like it's fully fixed though, so let's have a look. Oh yes it is, there we go. Just gotta fix that track map a little bit. I'm so sorry guys. Alright, we won't worry about fuel. If they go in the pits, they go in the pits. When is a bear not a bear? When he doesn't have the right qualifications. So I was pretty spot on with the 22 to 26 mark, you reckon, Justin? Alright, so we can see on the track map, Kenny Passmore is just coming out to start lap 24 of 45. There's the pack there. It looks like Danny Passmore is making a move up high in the 11 car. Will Christopher Standridge join him, or will he let him drop back into third place? No, halfway mark. Caution is out. Can't see. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. It is, unfortunately, the 00. John, the General Schumats. Let's go back a little bit. There he is. He's running in third spot there officially. Basically second because he's pushing... Oh, no, sorry. This is the backpack, not the main pack. So, looks like he went down below the yellow for a second. Not sure why, but that's okay. That wasn't the issue. Oh, and it looked like the 75 and the 00. The 75 just went to come down. There wasn't the gap that he thought there was going to be, and has caused that crash. First caution of the night. Couldn't have come out at a better time. I reckon Justin will agree. Pit road, yep. Brooks pit road's about to get busy. Yeah, they are all going to go in and get fuel, tyres, get back out. Because if the fuel window is 22 to 25-ish, then you can definitely get some tyres, as much fuel as possible. Race it out, and then if you do need to stop at the end, hopefully there's one more caution for you. So I'm just trying to finish my plate of eggs. All right, you know the drill on a NASCAR caution, 4 laps. All right. First lap is just to get everything cleaned up. Second lap to get in the pits. Third lap, 2 to go. That's get out of the pits time, or it's coming up. And then 1 to green is when they'll line up double file and get ready to restart at the end of that lap. All right. On this restart, it will be Kenny Passmore and Rick Shotgun Kelly on the front row. Danny Passmore and Michael Lemanzik. James, sorry, on the third row. Second row, Third row, James Little and Buffalo Bill Shermatz, Jim Tasman Wardlow and Andrew Forrester on that fourth row. Fifth row is going to be Christmas Standridge and Dave Harrington. Then we're going to have Chris Johnson and Chad Beesinger, Jim Lacey, Craig Hawkins, John the General Schumatz, Bill Richards, Stu Kid Wrench Wright, Bill Texas Kid Hornback, Don DeMan Anderson, and Fred Zulfelt. All right. Now, I just got a quick note regarding interviews tonight, so I'm just going to quickly check that out while we're under caution. All right, and I'll let him know. All right, we are 1 to green. You'll see them lining up double file there. Just going to get a little fan turning on me. Hopefully it won't be enough to engage the mic. Sorry, Max, that I'm taking that off you, buddy. My dog was just laying in the stream of the fan. It is the middle of sort, coming towards the end of the summer in Australia, but it's still bloody hot. Oh God, this one's not going to be good. What is the difference between an Australian wedding and an Australian funeral? Look, I have many different ways I want to answer that, but I'm going to let you answer it. What is the difference, Brooks? As we get racing again, 18 to go, lap 28 at 45. Yeah, 30 degrees. Like, that's ridiculous, isn't it? One less drunk at the funeral. Alright, 18 to go. So just while we're getting this laps restarted, I just want to try and tell this joke very quickly for you, Brooks. But there was these two Australian guys, they were down fishing under a bridge. And they're fishing for an hour or so, and suddenly this funeral procession drives past, and one of the guys, Bob, he takes his hat off and he puts it on his chest, and he stands there at salute while the funeral procession goes past, and they drive off, and Dave, his mate, turns to him and goes, "Bob, that was beautiful, man. Why, like I can't believe you paid so much respect." And he's like, "Oh, I should. I was married to her for 30 years." Oh, it doesn't work when there's no laughter coming back. I don't know if it bounced. Oh, a bit of contact here between. That looks like I'm not sure. I couldn't quite tell what cars they were, but it is Rick Shotgun Kelly in the lead. Kenny Passmore. Looks like he's taking the high line. Danny Passmore's got to stay down low with Rick Shotgun Kelly. Looks Michael Lemanzik is going to team up with Danny Passmore. Sorry, not Danny, with Kenny, the other one. A little bit of below the yellow racing. We'll blow the red, really, in this one. But that first half of the race where we had a lot of cooperation. Okay, let's have a look through the field. Let's go by potential crash cam. Lunch break's over. See you on the next one, brother. See you, Brooks. Look after yourself, bruv. Love to the family. All right, with just 14 to go. They are starting to line up in two separate lines, but I think Justin called it. They are a bit bound. Oh, there's been a bit of a contact. It looks like it's going to accordion back, but they've kept it green. That was very close. Tim the Tasman Wardlow, almost a part of that. Currently it is Rick, Shotgun, Kelly, Kenny Passmore, Danny Passmore battling it out with each other for second and third. James Little in fourth, Michael Lemanzik fifth, Christopher Standridge, Chris Johnson, Stu Kidd, Wrench, right. Sorry, Stu. Chad Peasinger, that is the 10. Then Jim Tasman Wardlow rounds out the 10. No, he doesn't. Chad does. Jim Tasman Wardlow is 11th. 12th, Craig Hawkins. And then we've got Buffalo Bill, Dave Harrington, Andrew Forrester, Bill Richardson, Fred Zulfelt, Dan DeMan Anderson, Jim Lacey, Bill Texas Kid, Hornback. All right, we are coming to 10 to go. Just one more lap. We will be on our 36th lap of 45. 10 to come. Just the one caution. I think that might have been enough for fuel and tyres. As you can see, the crowd has started to spread out a little bit there. Let's get back up to the lead for a little bit. We'll go exciting. We'll see. Watch the 33. Let's go to the 33. Not to pick on you, Dan DeMan Anderson, but let's just watch your run. He is currently a lap down. Fred Zulfelt is a position above him. Jim Lacey and Bill Texas Kid Hornback back a little bit. He needs to get onto that draft as quickly as possible, or he will fall off. Here's the 31. That is Chris Johnson. He's got Michael Lemanzik in front of him. Stu Kid Wrench. Right. So it's the 31 and the 131 behind him. The 27 is Michael Lemanzik. Let's see what he can do here. I just had his nose under the leader. Yeah. And that's the thing with NASCAR Cup. Look, and it's even the pros do it, even the real life drivers do it. If you leave even a smidge of room between your car and that line, then guys will push under. They will take that spot and declare themselves the inside line. You'll need to push up, or there may be contact. Look, we've all seen the images of the car positioning, and if you're here or here, you should do this or this. But that's all well and good when you're learning and studying. But when you're in the heat of the race, you just don't have time to go, all right, is my 3/4 nose panel 1/2 under his back? Like it's just, you can't calculate that fast. You've just got to make a move and hope it plays out. Danny Passmore is our race leader. Rick Shotgun Kelly, Chris Johnson, Christopher Standridge, Michael Lemanzik. Christopher Standridge has gone from 6th to 4th in the last lap. Kenny Passmore dropped back to 6th. Michael Lemanzik has stayed in 5th. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Just had to hydrate. Hydration station. Hydration. I can't remember what the other guy says. Relaxation. But, yeah, sorry, I needed some water. It is so damn hot. I am so damn dry. 5 to go. We're at lap 41 of 45. This is the senior circuit NASCAR Cup Series round 3, actually. It's round 3. I said round 2 earlier. It's round 3. We had 2 rounds at Daytona. And now we are at Hotlanta, USA for the Atlanta Motor Speedway round. Alright, Justin, you're going to need Chris Standridge, the 22, up in the second place position outside line. He's going to need to make a move soon if he's going to win this race from the second row. Right now, the 2 main opportunities are the guys who started on outside pole, and the third row back. Looks like Chris Johnson. He's moved himself up from 12th to 3rd during this race, so you might not have this one just. Looks like a bit of a Delaware restart there. One car at the front, a couple of two wide, a bit back, but Rick Shotgun Kelly, he's just been passed by Danny Passmore. That's a great surname. I'm really going to have to avoid that pun if he does get into the interview booth. But with a name like Passmore, that is brilliant for racing. True, true. And you've got to get the occasional one wrong so it doesn't look like we're rigging it to make you look right. Here we go, down that backstretch. This is it. It is going to be quite the finish. I want to find a better cam for this one. What is the highest cam we have? I think this is going to be it. Oh, look out. I think we've already got our first collision, the 11 and the 22. There's been a few more. I think a lot of them got past that start-finish line, though, as it happened. And that's the sort of finish you do come to not want, but expect in a NASCAR Cup Series, over racing, plate racing, things like that. But Rick Shotgun Kelly has taken the win. Chris Johnson second. Kenny Passmore has finished in third. Michael Lemanzik fourth. James Little fifth. Then we have Chad Biesinger, Danny Passmore, Christopher Standard, Stu Kidd, Wrench Wright, John the General Schumatz, Jim Tasman Wardlow. Sorry, John the General Schumatz rounds out the 10. Jim Tasman Wardlow, Andrew Forrester, Craig Hawkins, Buffalo Bill Schumatz, and Bill Richardson at the top 15. And then the remaining 10, Dave Harrington, Don Daman Anderson, Fred Zufelt, Jim Lacey, and Bill Texas Kid Hornback. Right, it was a blind guess. Look, yeah, you put it out there, and at least you stick to your program. You stick to that pattern. All right, I'm going to get rid of... let's get over to our scenic view of the track. Let's get rid of our broadcasting software because we don't actually need that anymore. And it just gets in the way of the Discord. All right, we do have... All right. Oh, shite. I forgot the order I'm supposed to be grabbing them in. That's why I leave that stuff up. Chris Johnson and Rick Shotgun Kelly. Oh, did I tell Chris I was in? Oh, I did. Yes, I did. Thank God. That's what she said. No. All right, we'll just wait for the boys to join the chat, and we'll get a couple of interviews going. All right, hopefully the boys will jump in soon. Some of them may have Discord, some of them may not. So this is potentially a gamble sometimes with these results. Let's have a look and see if we can identify Mr. Rick Shotgun Kelly. Yeah, it doesn't look like he is in there. Nor Chris Johnson. All right, we'll jump up in the broadcaster booth. We'll just give them a couple more minutes and we'll go over that. Let's see if we can see some points. Let's see if points have been calculated yet. Oh, I heard a dunk. There is Mr. John Shermatch, the General. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. I didn't finish up front. The guys up front are still looking to get into the Discord channel. So
No, that's all right, mate. I
I'll
don't.
tell you from my point of view, it was a fun race, a clean race, not too many cautions, and people pretty much race respectfully. That's what we're all about.
Definitely, definitely. Now, just while I do have you, now obviously you're the general. We've got Buffalo Bill out there. Are you guys brothers, cousins? What's the relation there? I'm assuming surname the same. That it's not a tough guess to go down that path.
Yeah, we're brothers.
Yep.
We're identical twin brothers, as a matter of
Oh
fact.
wow.
But we enjoy racing. Been doing it together for 3 or 4 years now, and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, look, I can officially say that you're not my first. A lot of identical twin brothers that have raced on Boba TV, on Mud Mule TV. We had a couple of late model brothers actually just going up to college, so we only got to spend a little bit of time with them. Obviously, with the senior circuit, we're on the other side of all of that life's journey. So no, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Good talking with you, Bob. I see some of the fast guys have jumped in now, so I'll defer to those. Thanks again.
No worries. All right, looks like we've got Rick Kelly. Rick Shotgun. No, he doesn't get the nickname Shotgun and not get called it. So Rick Shotgun Kelly in the booth. He came first. If Chris shows up, we'll do his one second. But you started outside pole in that race there, Rick, and wasted little time. Have noticed that. Look, I don't want to call anyone out in the league, so I'm only going to give you props in this respect, and it doesn't mean I'm not giving others props. But up the front, you see some of the very similar guys who are pushing or being pushed, and that stick with it, and don't seem to really abandon their partner. I've said in the past, if you've watched any of the other broadcasts, a couple of my bugbears are people using the outside line to get up to the front and then dropping down and leaving the guy that got them there up there on the outside line by himself, or jumping up off the inside line using the outside line to slow them down but move yourself up, and sort of basically lane splitting. Now you are definitely one of those guys that does not do that. You look like you are quite comfortable just being pushed or pushing someone, and pretty much from the start of the race, it was basically yourself, the past small brother, or the past small guys, Chris Standridge, a couple of others. Did you feel pretty comfortable up the front?
Yeah, yeah, I did. It's me and I can't remember who was even in front of me, but he had a fast qualifying time. It was funny, we actually had the same time.
Hmm.
But I felt quite comfortable behind him. I would have liked to seen him push up a little bit more off the corners, so we wouldn't eat up our tires as
Ah,
much.
yep, yep, that was Kenny. Yeah,
But yeah, he was keeping it on the bottom, and I understand why, because you come up off the bottom, and most of the time people just go underneath you. But I think it worked out pretty good. I was comfortable staying behind him for most of the race. And then, of course, after that caution, we got grouped up, and it was time to go.
that definitely.
So, I saw a couple of familiar guys coming up the outside on me, and I know those 2 are fast, and they're teammates, and they were teamed up. And I knew if I got up in front of them and stayed out there that, those guys would help push me to the front.
No, definitely, definitely. And look, that's what happened. Yeah, Kenny was the, I can't remember what color car Kenny had, but he was the one that you were pushing with a lot. He's the guy that had the same lap time as you. And then Danny Passmore was the 11, the yellow 11. And it looked like, and obviously no disrespect, I'm not shooting on the Passmores here, but it seemed like they could only cooperate one at a time. So if Kenny was cooperating, then Danny was sort of racing his way back and forth, trying to find the lines, trying to find the advantage. And then when Danny got up the front, or Danny was pushing you, for example, towards the end there, Kenny was the one sort of searching. So it was quite interesting to see what guys would pick off partners, what guys would just sort of swap and choose as they needed. But no, it was a great race. Now coming to the halfway mark of the race, so about lap 21 ish. Obviously, we're coming close, I guess, to needing fuel, possibly needing tires, things like that. Were you starting to panic, and was it a sigh of relief when that caution came out right at the halfway mark with the tanks getting low?
No, actually, no, 'cause, that caution came out. We had plenty of fuel, even to that point right there to make
Yep.
it to the end. And we could have conserved a little bit. We could have started clutching a little bit going into the corners to try and conserve some
Mm.
fuel. But I didn't see any issues. There was plenty of fuel in my car.
Awesome. And that's the thing. Like if the more relaxed and comfortable you are pushing or being pushed, you go far. As I said in the broadcast, it's around 10 kilometers. Well, I know at Daytona and Talladega, it's around 10 kilometers faster if you're on the draft rather than off of it. Um, and if you're drafting and you're not having to push that car as hard, but it's going faster, obviously fuel is not going to be as big a concern. Not as many cautions as well, so you weren't wasting a lot of petrol on a lot of fuel on the pass the pacing laps. So just all around a good race at Hotlanta here today.
Yeah, no, and I definitely needed it after the last two. I'm not much for these big cars, these big tracks. I do a lot more short track racing.
Yep.
So trying to get a feel for these cars and stuff and some of these tracks. I'm still learning for sure, but with some of these guys that I'm racing with, they're really good in these cars, and if I stay with them, stay close to them, then I'm going to learn some stuff from these guys.
No, and definitely, there's a lot of guys in this league that I recognise. Oh, excuse me about the hiccups. Recognised from another league that I broadcast, Knuckleheads iRacing League, on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights, and they shape their leagues so that pretty much everyone is at least in one race out of their comfort zone or one series. And I've watched a lot of those guys become tremendous dirt track racers, and I feel like it's the same here. That if you're put out of your comfort zone, but put with like-minded people, you're only going to learn. You're only going to get better. Now, I mean, looking at the tracks, it's not really the series. The first these 6 races, not really the series for you in that respect. They are pretty much all long tracks. I think the shortest track on the circuit is Bristol, and even that, I don't know if we would really call that a short track. But
Right.
it's certainly not a super speedway like some of the other ones, or a big track. So yeah, it's I definitely feel like we're watching you race. I feel like, yeah, you're a little bit ahead of where you would normally be in the first place, in confidence wise, because you look naturally confident up the front, and for that I congratulate you, because that is the type of racing that will get you wins. Skill's great and talent's great, but relaxed, comfortable, confident racing, which you did, and just didn't swap around partners, didn't, to use an Australian phrase, play silly buggers. You just did your business and got it done, and that's what wins races.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Maybe from your angle, it looked comfortable up there, but I'll tell you, I'm really hanging on to this wheel, and I'm nervous and sweating a little bit, and boy, there was just some really good racing. Those last few laps there was just awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, we got to be excited coming to the finish, because we know, while it's not obviously everyone crosses the finish line. Finish is the most ideal finish in cup racing, but we know from experience, we know from watching NASCAR, we just know that sometimes choices are made that aren't necessarily the brightest or the smartest, but it's the last portion of the race. It's your Hail Mary, and we saw that, and we saw a few cars come. I didn't quite pick where you were in that group, but I've had it myself, where the seas just part as you're racing through it, and you just grit your teeth, put your head between your legs, and hope for the best. Was that the finish?
Well, I was actually, let me see, the last couple of laps I'm on the outside and I was just swapping back and forth, first and second, first and second. One turn I'd be in first, next turn the other guy was in first, and that's the way it went until that last turn. I think I got a really good push
Yep.
from the driver behind me and pushed me out in front, and then I don't know what happened back there. Something they got collected up, and
Uh,
and rest was history.
yep. Just trying to get a replay on the screen, but my cameras don't want to play ball. But no, they're. I think, once again, if you can make it look like you were completely in control, completely cool with that, then yeah, definitely, you know, what you're putting out may not be what you're feeling, but the drivers obviously they're not able to
Right.
play on that. So yeah, keep doing you, man. Best of luck with the rest of the races. Michigan next week, Phoenix, Bristol, then Charlotte. So some of these, well, all of these are some of my favorite tracks to race on. So yeah,
Yeah, some tough racing coming up for sure.
definitely, man. Look, before we let you go, and once again, congratulations on taking out the win here. But friends, family, and sponsors, who do you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, no, we want to thank you for the broadcast. I've watched it a couple of times. You guys do a great job. Um, all the admins that put the show on and stuff, and the senior league. I've also got to thank my team is Chaos Motorsports.
Yep.
My team owner Billy Van Meter, who is actually taught me a lot about racing and is the reason why I'm where I'm at in sim racing today.
No, awesome, awesome, and yeah, a team behind you is great, and all those multifaceted sort of components. Having a group helping you race. I was a street stock driver, the dirt street stock driver for a long time, and then my boys forced me into a late model and really coached me and got me over that hump. And yeah, you cannot thank those guys enough because you just sit there thinking, I just can't do it, I just can't, and then something clicks. They say it in a way, they show you something that just works, and it just clicks, and then you just go on that fun journey that is this
Right,
racing sim.
right.
So, no, definitely, man. All right, look, best of luck at next week. We'll let you go. Best of luck with whatever else you got going on in the racing week, but we'll see you again Wednesday night.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, that was our race winner, Rick Shotgun Kelly. We still have one more person to speak to, and that is our second place finisher of Chris Johnson. Chris, congratulations on finishing second in all of that.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for your patience in waiting through that other interview. Now, you started in 12th. Let's see. I think you're sort of tied hard charger wise, it looks like, but starting in 12th and racing through this field, as I said, as you would have heard me talk to Rick Kelly, you guys make this look so damn easy, so damn comfortable. A couple of guys, I feel like if they watch the replay or watch the broadcast and hear some of those tips I throw out, they could do definitely better, and some of you guys are going to have some more competition. But much like Rick, it seemed that if you were consistent in the pushing or being pushed, and stayed with the people that were in that group, that's what would get you through the field. And much like Rick, that's sort of what got you to the front. Any parts of that race where you're a little bit concerned?
Yeah, I mean, I actually just purchased this car like right before I got a few laps of practice and then qualified. So I think that's probably why I qualified back in 12th. But
Yep.
I did hook up with a couple guys in the middle of the race, and we ran the front pack down. Then we had that caution, and I pitted, so I was in the back again. I just stayed on the bottom and shoved whoever was in front of me, and it all worked out. I know I was pushing Chris Standrich for quite a while.
Yep.
That was fun, and he actually is the one that kind of towed me up to the front. We got underneath Mike Lemanchek then, and I was in third and was pushing the Pennzoil car, and he kind of went high, I went low, and ended up Rick kind of dropped down then in front of me, and I just kind of shoved him to the finish line. So worked out great. I'm pretty happy with it. So
Definitely. Look, I won't take credit for it, but I do have in a lot of my races, when a lot of the people who are in a league or don't have a particular track or particular car grab it and then race that night, they generally have that, I guess, I won't call it beginner's luck, because let's face it, not a lot of us are really beginners on the sim, but beginner's luck in that the first race, generally that person will do well. So I'm so glad that is keeping alive here with the Short Circuit Cup Series as well, because yeah, it's been a while since I've had a guy new to a track or new on a race sort of thing like that. So yeah, it warms my heart a little to know that effect is still there. Not that I can take any credit for you. It was obviously all you, all Chris, all the guys on the track. Now, super speedways, the larger tracks, are they more your thing, or are you like Rick and a bit more short circuit? Yeah, short circuits.
Yeah, I'm really a dirt racer. So
Mm,
the longer tracks, you can kind of relax a little bit more, and you don't have to work the throttle as much. And you'd think that the dirt racing would help me on the shorter tracks, but
yep.
I struggle on the shorter tracks with the asphalt cars.
Yep. Now, does the dirt help you overall though on asphalt? I found that I came into iRacing for dirt, big dirt. I grew up at a dirt track, so obviously I was like, yeah, wow, I'm definitely doing this. And then discovered NASCAR and plate racing and truck racing, things like that, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is so much fun. Um, Shit, I forgot how I was going to word the question.
Yeah,
Damn it.
I do think it helps.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the thing.
I,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was the
yeah.
like traffic avoidance. If I got down in the grass, I was able to hold it a little bit better and control it, get it going again straighter. I feel like those that are having trouble on asphalt, I think that they could, we should implore them to try dirt because I think it is something that does help.
I think it does as well, especially the higher powered dirt cars. Learning throttle control and stuff like that. Unfortunately for me, it doesn't help as much as a lot of other guys.
Yep.
But I'm kind of a slow learner with the asphalt stuff. But that's why I think the longer tracks are a little bit more my style because you just hold it wide open and
Yeah, get into the
pump the
rhythm of it.
brake so you don't run people over and that's about it.
Definitely. Look, a couple of cars ahead, and you will be sweet. No, well, look, great run there. Yeah, I think it's always hard. I always try and pick the winner on those last few laps. You get 5 to go, and you're like, okay, which car do I want to be behind? Do I keep pushing this guy? Is he going to be the one that's going to go and take me to a second place? And I find that racing karma is real. So no, I'm sort of glad that you stuck with that, and I feel like throughout the races, people will look at you and go, "Yep, he sticks with the guy that they push." So I'm confident that I can push him because he'll push me back, type of thing, and that's going to keep you consistent throughout the next 4 races: Michigan, Phoenix, Bristol, and Charlotte. Now, out of those 4, which one are you looking forward to the most?
I think I've got some experience on Michigan,
Yep.
but obviously not in this car. This is my first race in this car, but Michigan and Bristol will be interesting.
Mm.
I probably should practice a little bit, but
It's
I don't
definitely
know.
a
I don't.
it's definitely a
Yeah, I
tidy
don't get
track,
a
that
lot
one.
of time. Yeah, I don't get a lot of time to practice. So I do certainly appreciate this league, the senior whole entire group. The guys who run the the whole show. It's just a great group of guys. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of really invigorated my interest in the sim, and it's got me going again. So I really appreciate those guys.
No, definitely couldn't have said that better. And that's I've been very fortunate in terms of the races and the leagues that I get to broadcast all have that vibe to them. So no, it's no surprise that this one is similar. All right, well you gave them a shout out, which nicely segues in to the best part of the interview. Friends, family, and sponsors. Who else do you want to give a shout out to?
That's about it. I appreciate you for doing the broadcast and getting us out there. That's really cool. But again, just to reiterate, the guys in this league um, welcomed me with open arms a while back, and it's just been great. I just appreciate those guys. It's all I can say is they really, like I said, piqued my interest again in getting on the sim and getting out with my friends and having fun.
No, definitely, man, definitely, and then making new friends along the way. The amount of friends I've made on this sim is awesome, and they're all great people. So no, it's a wonderful little thing we've got going on with this simulation, this hobby we have. So yeah, I'll quite happily keep broadcasting it while you guys keep happily making the racing as awesome as you do. So thank you as well.
Okay, thank you. Have a great night.
You too, buddy. You too. All right, that wraps up our interview portion of the night. Actually, do we have third place? No, we don't. Okay, I wasn't sure if we had third place. Just I'm so used to doing top 1 and 2. All right, that wraps up tonight's edition of the Senior Circuit NASCAR Cup Series. As you heard, we're off to Michigan next week, 45 laps that will be our next broadcast. Tomorrow is Mud Mule Esports Turf Wars 2024. And then, yeah, as I say, back again next week, Wednesday night, for the Nascar Cup Senior Circuit. The Knuckleheads iRacing League taking a short break. They'll be back the 3rd of March. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for coming out and watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thanks for jumping in the chat, guys. I love yous all. Thanks to some of my past coming out and checking it out. The Muppet Bag, he is in the racing driving scene, so really appreciate his kind words. Thanks for that, Muppet Bag. Love that, appreciate it, brother, and love what you've been doing with your car and stuff, man. You're really doing it good. All right, look, yeah, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up there. We're coming just short of the hour mark. Thank you so much for watching.